Welcome to the CFG GameCast, episode number 12, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Saturdays and release it on podcast services like Apple and Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. So show us some love, give us a follow on our Twitch channels with Smitty on Smitty2447, Sesh as Review Sesh, and me, Mr. CFG himself, CFG Games. I am Davis Green, and with me are a group of fellow gamers. I got Sesh on the second seat, aka the Backlog Queen. What's going on?
I'm so busy all the time.
Yes, being an adult is always fun, isn't it? With responsibilities.
Adulting plus lots of hobbies.
Oh gosh, the way you said adulting didn't sound right. But anyway, the other. So what have you been up to? I know you started a new job, and how you liking it?
Yep, started a new job. I'm really loving it a lot, which is awesome. I get to just organize and sort and calendars and food, and it's good. I'm liking it a lot. I'm hoping that it's going to be a long-term thing, but every minute that I'm off, I've been busy doing something. I'm doing like a YouTube thing. Mm-hmm. I'm prepping for a crowdfunding video shoot, and then another podcast, and I'm trying to stream again starting this week, which is basically after a month of not being able to stream, which sucks. But hopefully, also I'm moving. So once I move, things are all settled and all good. So I've been back and forth between this place with all my stuff, a friend's place, and then this other place. So now it's like settling down a little bit because I have a room. Unfortunately, I don't have my cats there, but I'm going to be moving out of that soon and getting a real place, and then some kind of strange routine is going to happen where I think I'm going to be a little bit more free. Well, it's gonna be weird. I don't know what to make of that.
We will cross our fingers on that, and we'll hold each other's hands together and follow you that way. So we'll go with that.
I think at that time I finally will have the time to cry.
Yes, right. But then it's Evo. Get ready for Evo for Smash. Who knows? But anyways,
perfect.
Yes. Then I got in the third seat, I have the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty. How are you doing, sir?
Doing well, my friend. It's been a busy week. E3, got to check out a lot of the videos, a lot of the conferences. I'm super excited to sit down and talk with you guys about it. I know you were on the ground floor, so I can only imagine what you got to experience out there and whatnot. But it's been a good week. Got family in town. The house is full. It's Father's Day weekend as well, so happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, just I'm trying to make it a sweatpants weekend is my goal. So
sweatpants.
We're doing well though.
Is the dream becoming a reality with that? I hope.
I'm currently in my sweatpants, so I'm doing all right now.
Sweet deal. All right. Awesome. All right, and as always, like what Smitty also said, yes, I have been insanely busy. I had a ridiculous adventure at E3 this year, and it was awesome. I mean, just say, long story short, it was awesome. So definitely, we're going to talk all about this. Normally, we have the format of each of us will show a topic of a topic. We bring a topic to the table to discuss, but this time, since it's E3, there's no way we could just talk about E3 for 20 minutes. So we're going to dedicate this episode a full hour of E3 and E3 hype and what everyone experienced on it. And maybe if I have some time, I'll tell some awesome stories from it. So basically, like we said, E3 happened. Started, I guess, would you consider E3 officially started on Saturday with EA Play?
I feel like that's like the soft launch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
definitely.
Yeah. So EA Play happened, as you know. So technically, it's not the convention. It's they made an event for them for Electronic Arts, and they were showing some of their new upcoming games this year. They're let's just face it. Just nothing that we were really super surprised about. There was nothing that was actually like that really gone off. I guess the biggest thing that came out of it was actual gameplay of the new Star Wars game that came out. Like, I mean, dude, if it's Star Wars, yeah, you already sold me on it. Unfortunately, because it's like after with the crappy, like what EA has done with that IP has been probably as close enough to be known to be a crime in itself. This one doesn't look at. I mean, I don't know. I feel a little bit out of place for this one because this one seems kind of weird. Like the main dude that they choose to the Fallen Jedi. I think he was the dude that played the Joker in Gotham, and yeah. So it seems kind of, but like the mocap, he just seems kind of out of place in the scenario. But I do like how the game looks. It reminds me of Jedi Academy. So so hopefully this game is going to be pretty tight. Pretty tight. I mean, did you? So that was a big thing I got out of the EA Plays thing. What did y'all think? Was there anything out there that stood out for y'all?
I was gonna say Star Wars too. Like the gameplay actually looks really fun. I was interested in it. It reminded me of some other Star Wars games I know I still need to play, and I'm wondering like if I should play others before I play this one. Or I'm interested. They have some of my interest, not all of it, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, if you haven't played any of like Star Wars games, the ones you want to play is Star Wars Unleashed. That one was the first one, not the second one. But yeah, that one is probably one of my favorite Star Wars games besides Knights of the Old Republic. Man, I need to do something about that. But yeah, with Knights of the Old Republic. But yeah, shoot, there's actually a lot of good Star Wars games when I think about it. Yeah,
like, there are. Like they're not, like guaranteed to be like a bad game. Like a lot of them are just they're fun. Like they're not that bad.
Well,
yeah, it's just a matter of like me being able to like just play and want to play the whole thing rather than like sit down for half an hour and play and be like, well, that was cool.
No, yeah. So I mean, it was hopefully it's not going to be like that kind of experience. If it was that kind of experience, I'd be like, screw this. I'm not going to deal with it. That.
I ain't gonna buy that.
Yeah.
I don't think it can be though. It's the world of Star Wars. I love the world of Star Wars. I'll do any story in the world of Star Wars. Dude. It's gonna be no automatically for me.
Well, come on, man. You can't tell me that you were disappointed with Battlefront.
Here's the thing. So that wasn't a story though. You know what I mean? Literally, let's take the world of Star Wars and create this monster multiplayer game. It was not what I thought it was going to be, and maybe I know people are getting hyped back up on Battlefront 2. They've made a lot of changes. People are feeling it again. I've been seeing more people playing it and whatnot. But for me to be able to I really wanted a Star Wars story. You know what I mean? Something that I could just sit down. I'm in this world. You know what I mean? Maybe I see some of the familiar characters, but I'm also on this whole other story and whatnot. But I mean, the gameplay for me I thought it looked cool. It was good enough for me. It's got my interest. They can take my money. I will play that game. I will play it through and through just to do it. And then, because it is, but here's the thing though. I feel like too, we haven't really gotten all the details as far as what the plan is, with the game. So I don't know if there's going to be some surprise gotchas or, it's EA, I don't put anything past them. But so far from what I've seen, I was like, yeah, I can get on board with that game.
Yeah, okay, see, that's fair, and I will also agree. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a gotcha moment, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as Battlefront because, like you said, you're definitely right. It's this one's more story driven than anything they have made ever since they got the rights to it. So I think that I mean, I won't be surprised if there's microtransactions, but there can't be if it's like the microtransactions that they did with Lord of the Rings, the second Shadows of Mordor. Then that would be a problem, which I think they learned their lesson. So I am giving them benefits of the doubt that they learned a lesson on that. so we'll definitely see. Did you hear anything about Anthem news at E3 though, Smitty?
Here's the thing, man. There was something about Anthem news, but I have no idea what it was.
Okay, because I heard something too, but like I'm like, what's so special about it? Hold on, let me see. Let's find that out because like
Right?
that's one of the big things
And
I was thinking.
I still haven't. I haven't installed the PTS yet. I want to because I want to try out the Cataclysm, get a first-hand look at what it looks like, what it feels like. I want to be able to give some feedback on it. Whether they take that or take their whatever. I don't know. I know from what I've seen, it seems very lackluster, and I can't imagine what they would have been. I mean, not only that, but it's a limited time event. So this thing that they built up as is going to change the world. The world's going to evolve and it's going to be crazy and immersive and teraflops and you know what I mean? And we don't get that. We don't get our teraflops. So I want to get in and see that, but I have no idea. I think that's the news. Maybe I'm not sure.
I just saw something here on the line that says EA won't be showing Anthem anything related to Anthem at E3 during EA Play. So they're kind of it sounds like they might be burying it a little bit. And one of the developers say that No new announcements. This is that one of the developers said that they have a lot of work to do with Anthem. So that's all I see right now. So
they did the roadmap. If that tells you anything.
Yeah, well, they have to veer off of that roadmap because that roadmap is busted. I mean, there's nothing that they can do about that. They have to fix their games. I mean, that's where it comes down to. Okay, we've talked way too much about EA already. We've already have. I'm sorry, were you going to say something, Sesh?
I was gonna say, we're ready to move on to Nintendo.
Yeah. Oh no, Nintendo is
not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Nintendo's going to be tight. We already know Nintendo's going to be tight. So we got to go with all the other stuff. We could probably talk forever for Nintendo. But like I will say, but the next thing was the Microsoft press conference was the next one that happened the next day. And I mean, come on, dude. Like, I mean, I think they had the best moment with Keanu Reeves in that one, I would say.
I am so excited for that one. That was like the first thing I wrote in this list because I'm like, okay, I'm going to start writing my E3. What do I want to talk about? And I'm like, Cyberpunk. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about actors being in these things. Because, then there was also like, you guys know him from The Punisher and Walking Dead with that dog. Like, there's just all these actors, and the Mac came out later on too. So I was curious, like, what you guys think about all these, like, kind of getting to be bigger and bigger name actors. Like Keanu Reeves is pretty big.
You know what's funny?
Going in all these video games, and it's literally just their faces rather than like it being mapped to something where they're just acting it out and providing the voice. But like it's their look, it's their likeness too.
You know what though? It's like this is what I've like how with the Keanu Reeves pop. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that was really awesome to see him there. But like, but with Keanu Reeves, he's not the first person to ever do that. Like that's the funniest thing.
Right.
I mean, like I think the Keanu Reeves pop is the largest pop that I have ever seen an actor in a video game. Because like when you think about it, like look at Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey, most recent ones was Kevin Spacey, Kit Harington. They were both Call of Duty. You had Bruce Willis with his crappy Apocalypse game. You also had like you had a lot of different kinds of
Norman
actors
Reedus coming out with Death Stranding.
And
like that was a huge pop for me. Like even when it was like back and it was like PT, I was like, what are these names? Oh my god! But, like, so I'm just scared. Like there's so many actors that are getting involved with it. Like I love it. Like I'm really excited about
even
it.
Death Stranding had like a lot of big names though. Like Death Stranding's had like what's his name? They had 3 people. I mean, they have Guillermo del Toro. Still like if you see those 3 people go on stage compared to what we saw with Keanu Reeves, it's still not going to compare. It still wouldn't. Wouldn't compare.
So much love right now. It's perfect. I'm so happy that has this like, because like he didn't necessarily like bounce back, I'd say, after the Matrix. Like he was great in like that, but like it wasn't like that didn't relaunch his career a whole lot. It was like the Matrix movies. What else was he in around then?
He was in A Scanner Darkly.
Yeah. Scanner Darkly. That was actually a weird movie.
Everyone loves John Wick. Everyone is way into John Wick. Like they're just he has this result now because I think it's the John Wick that really brings it out. Where it's like now everything that he's always been iconic for is just also absurdly popular where they could see him in different things. And
I think
on
that,
top of that, honestly, I am so excited for Cyberpunk. Like, it reminds me of the sequel to Blade Runner, but like even like dirtier and grittier and like more neon. And so, I mean, I'm a sci-fi goon, so I'm really into it, of course. And then he's in it. It looks like the cinematics are great. I will see about the gameplay and all of that. But like, I'm just like, oh, cool. This is a sick story and great like setting. I'm in. Like, that's me for that game already. So I'm like, oh, sick. He's in it. Hell yeah.
I think that Keanu Reeves himself, though, I think what also kind of got him over. Besides the, you know, what I mean, like, yeah, you're right. He hasn't done a lot of movies besides like John Wick, between the space between John Wick and the Matrix. But I think also is that you heard massive amounts of stories of like his acts of kindness, like how humble he was and stuff like that. That really that really held people over. Like, wow, Keanu Reeves is an awesome guy, and he has a terrible backstory, like a horrible thing that happened to him that's happened to him in his life, and it's like you would never think that he would be that person to be paying it forward to other people like that, and he's like and he is technically an A-list celebrity, even though he may not do as many movies as other people. But like, I think that him genuinely being a good person is what really makes people like him even more. And that's what it is.
I definitely agree, and I think it's really great. I love that there's like he's having this like new revival. Like, it never really like stuck before, but now I feel like he's like busy. He's doing all these things in quick succession. Like, it's the Matrix made a lot of money, but it wasn't like that it was just him selling it. John Wick is him. Like, that's him selling it, you know?
It was crazy to see like his shooting when he started practicing on that, but that's still, we kind of digressing, but overall, like, anyways, like, but yeah, so the whole thing, like, I mean, Microsoft press conference was pretty cool. They had some announcements. The thing, you know what's funny to me that made me more hyped about Microsoft? Oh, I'm sorry. What were you saying, Smitty?
Sorry. I was just, I thought there was I was actually kind of, sorry. You were going to say something. Why don't you finish your thought, okay. and then I'll come in. Okay,
well, yeah, sorry. So I thought that like the thing that made Microsoft actually pretty cool. I mean, Microsoft had an all right conference. I wouldn't say it was bad. I mean, there wasn't really much a lot that they were pushing, but I think the fact that they were pushing on their technology and as well as their hardware, what their plans were is what made it. I think what made Microsoft kind of stand out a little bit more than what they normally was, because like the game wise, it was okay. I mean, there wasn't anything. I think one of the big news was that Double Fine is now part of Microsoft now. But like the Project Cloud is a cool idea that they're going to be doing. So basically making your Xbox your own personal server and be able to play it anywhere, as well as even their expansion of Xbox Game Pass. So like what they're doing to do it. So basically they're basically wanting to allow you to be doing gaming anywhere, anyhow and stuff. So I guess Gears 5 is their biggest game that is solely in-house through Microsoft themselves. So I mean, so the conference was fine. It wasn't like oh my god, I can't believe they got this, it's coming out. And I guess the big one too, PSO2, Phantasy Star Online 2 for most people was a big one too.
That'd be big for a lot of people.
Yeah, but like, I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't jaw dropping. It wasn't. I mean, it's what was needed for them to do to be relevant, I will say. So I mean, so what were you saying, Smitty?
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Just getting back on we also have to remember too with I just want to touch on the Keanu Reeves thing real quick, is that he's also the Fortnite guy. So
John Wick, yeah.
Kids who he is, regardless if they've seen his movies, you know what I mean, strictly from Fortnite. So that was huge. That's gonna, I mean, obviously that game, I wouldn't say that Cyberpunk is geared towards little kids, but you know, it is so much in people's faces. Like, I had heard people talking about that game, but I had never seen anything about it until I watched that E3, that whole conference, and I was just like, oh, you know what I mean? And like, literally my mind was blown. I was just like, this is like, what is going on? This is amazing. I need to have this. Like,
oh my God.
To have it yesterday. So that was huge. Also, you know, I think, and there were a couple of things I just wanted to mention. The flight simulator. I'm not a flight simulator guy, but gosh, damn, that game looked gorgeous.
I was like, look gorgeous.
Shit, man, that was nuts. That was nuts.
you know what's funny? It's like you remember like how what you remembered what Flight Simulator used to look like back in like '95, with like Cessnas and with the Cessnas and stuff, and then you just then they're like, hey, we're gonna bring Flight Simulator back, and then it just looks beautiful. The game looks beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but Flight Sim, but I've always I always wanted to play Flight Simulator, but I'm like the dude that's like, it looks nice, it's perfect eye candy, but I know I will crash that plane every single time I'm in that cockpit. So, you're totally right though.
Yeah, no, it's not a game I would personally purchase. I just wanted to mention, I was like, wow, that looks gorgeous. Like, I thought that looked good, but you're 100% spot on. I thought it was all about their hardware and what they were doing. I was super excited about the Game Pass. I was so excited, I went ahead and got it.
Oh, you did?
Absolutely. It was $1 for the first month.
Oh, that's true.
I can't lose.
Hey, I do want to ask you about that. Is the Game Pass only for the Xbox, or is also PC Game Pass also eligible for that $1? Because I'm gonna play some Gears of War. I never played Gears of War before.
That's when I started. That's the first game I installed was Gears of War.
Oh, okay.
Because I've never gotten a chance to play, and I want to grind through that story.
Yeah,
right. I hear it's actually really good. Like once you start getting into it, they really build it up.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, I'm going to do it. I had that opportunity. Eventually, we'll get to have the opportunity to do Halo and other things. I think it's great, man. Like you're telling me now, I can play Xbox. Like I signed up. I have now an account with Xbox, and I don't even have an Xbox. You know what I mean? Like, got them. They're opening it up to everybody. Like, I don't give a shit what you play on, how you play it, but come through us, we got your back. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's smart. I love the fact that they're just opening it up to everybody, regardless of bias to what hardware or what you're using and what you have. It's just, hey man, you guys can play together on whatever you have because you're all part of our family and this is how we do it.
Right.
So eventually Sony will wisen up and they're starting to lean more towards that whatnot. But yeah, I think that's a future that we're going to see sooner than later, where everything's just open now to everybody. You can play on all your devices, no matter what. Just get the controller and you can play anywhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, question then. Do you think Xbox will ever have a well-named Xbox?
So the Xbox, instead of the Xbox One sad, you don't want that one.
One sad 360. There's going to be like a 702 Scarlet, Blue. Like, what are they going to do? Like all their names, they kind of sound cool, but there's just nothing with any of them, and they're not quite silly enough, and they're not quite like like the Switch, the Wii, like the Wii U. Like they're not quite silly enough to be bad in that kind of fun.
It's called the next one's going to be called
no edgelord. It's Scarlet.
The next one's going to be called the Xbox 360 or something. I don't know.
I wish they would. I wish they had the gumption to make a funny title rather than just a dumb one.
We'll see. But I mean, So overall, Microsoft conference. Yeah, like you're kind of. There's one point you're totally right. That after I saw that thing of Gears 5, and then is it who was the singer of that? I can't remember. I think it was Billie Eilish. Something Eilish. Anyways,
Eilish.
Yeah, Billie Eilish. Yeah, that song was like in my head for like the whole week. But like, yeah. So with Gears 5, it makes me want to play the older Gears, and I've never played them. I have a reviewer. His name is George. Give him a shout out. Who loves Gears, and and he tells me I should always play all this stuff. So now because of this Xbox Pass, I'm probably going to give it a shot and see. Just do the PC one and see how good it is. You got the PC Pass, right, Smitty?
So there was the PC Pass. There was, and I believe Cashier said something about there being a specific PC Game Pass, and then there's like the Ultimate Pass, which you get like another level of games or something like that. I'm still kind of not sure what they they are. I got the dollar one, so I, you know what I mean.
I got the dollar one. Yes, that's a good way of describing it. Okay, well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next conference we had was the Bethesda conference. Now, this is just my own personal taste. I am not big on Bethesda, not that much. I think Elder Scrolls is fun and stuff. They had some pretty cool stuff. I guess the biggest thing I got out of this that I was actually amped up to check out was Wolfenstein Youngbloods when that comes out. That was that was basically it. I mean, I kind of was very distant on trying to keep up with the stuff that was happening for Bethesda myself.
Yeah, I hate to admit, I was kind of the same. It was on, and I kept on getting distracted and then not paying attention.
Yeah.
I feel terrible, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean they're bad or anything. But I know I have particular.
You just didn't have
taste.
anything. Yeah, you didn't have anything invested in it. That's and it's perfectly fine. And we're not saying in any way Fallout 76. It seems like, I will say though, with whatever they were saying with Fallout 76, it seems like they are definitely going all in with it. And I think it's a good thing that they didn't. I mean, even though it had a rocky start, it seems like from how they were describing it, it seems like it's gotten a lot better. So I'm not going to play it still because it's I don't have time for it. But it seems like it'll be pretty cool, to check out. But did you have anything or did you care on Bethesda, Smitty?
That was played out, and they came out with a battle royale, NPCs that have quest trees and this and that. You mean now you guys brought back the thing that we already had that you guys took away, that you said you didn't like the fact that you took away and then you brought it back, but now you brought it back with a battle royale. Are we back yet?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I thought the original idea was that they didn't want to have any NPCs inside 76 though. I think they were but and then when they tried that, it failed.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that? You know what I mean? Think about successful big games like that. Your idea is I'm just gonna go to, and I don't know how it works necessarily with GTA. Are there NPCs in GTA in the online? There are, right?
I don't know. I never played online, GTA Online.
I thought there were.
I think they call them.
I might be wrong.
But yeah, so I mean, why would you not, just to fill the world out a little bit and stuff like that? There were certain fundamental things I think that they had missteps with. Not only that, but then there were they almost had a bit of arrogance. It felt like with their community, look, we know what's good for you guys. You need to listen to us. This is what we're going to do. And then their community responded appropriately. This is dog trash that you gave me. You know what I mean? It completely flopped. I mean, there was that interview with Todd where basically he was just yeah, we knew this game was going to be shit. Metacritic score. Yeah, we knew it was going to be terrible. Why would you're going to set your standards for that? That's not your standards. Your standards is to do well. So, that was a lame ass excuse,
that could be arguable.
It's you're doing a disservice to your community and your fans. They expect the best from you, and you guys are saying that you're going to give them the best, and then you're saying, oh yeah, we knew it was going to do okay.
It blows my mind because these games they take so many man hours. Even if they're bad, they really do. So it blows my mind that they could just come out and just be meh or bad, or they just could just not care about it. It's crazy. They're just, these games take so much effort to make.
I don't know. Bethesda's always been kind of, to me, always been kind of, never really was 100%. I mean, come on, dude. Skyrim is a good game, but Skyrim's system somewhat is a little busted. I mean, it wasn't this was the graphics and stuff was amazing or anything. It's still a little bit, it was still a little bit, 50-50 and stuff. But, I mean, yeah, I will say for the most part, it was good. It was all right. But I guess one of the big ones, the big one I would also say that is Doom Eternal. Have you played the first Doom, the Doom that came back, that came originally? No,
original, or
no, the one that came out 2 years ago, I believe, 2 or 3 years ago.
That one I didn't get to play actually.
That game was really fun though, so I will say that was that was a real fun one. So if Doom Eternal is, but now it's I believe it's Hell on Earth. Yeah, is this one, and this one's going to be crazy. They showed the demo at the end of the Bethesda at the Bethesda thing. That's the one thing I did pay attention on, and then they
Yeah,
had
that one was the one that like kind of grabbed my attention. I'm like, oh hey,
yeah,
Doom.
you
Heck yeah.
brought
I
the
did not see this.
oh, they brought all the cool stuff that you remember from Doom originally, which was like the BFG 9000, and the giant cyber like cyber minotaur and stuff like that. Great. And the coolest thing is that the music, because the music change, like the music while you're destroying and all this stuff is happening is just so great. So yeah, I'm definitely going to get that. But now I'm going to probably get that one on Stadia if I'm still on Stadia when it happens. Yeah, I know. Just to see how I got to play that sucker on 4K. I gotta play it on 4K. So that one's gonna be So that was actually pretty cool. There was also some weird ones that they kind of trickled in, if I remember correctly. Like they had I forgot the name of the Japanese creator that they brought in. I think I forgot what game he made, but there was a game that was coming out called Ghostwire. Now, the one thing that really irritates me with these kind of games is when they show just video. And I don't like when they show previews of just the video of stuff like that, it just really like, I mean, okay, it looks mediocre, but like I don't know what it is. Like, I mean, kind of like which was kind of at one point in time was irritating me with Death Stranding. It's like I don't know the gameplay. So I mean, you show me all these beautiful video things, yes, and I know Hideo Kojima is good with his animation, but I need gameplay. Just let me know, like, what am I expecting out of all this? Still, it's like when they showed Ghostwire, it was basically a lot of military, like a lot. No, am I thinking like differently? Is Ghostwire the one that was like the people were disappearing? Yeah. So like people were disappearing. Yeah, people were disappearing, and you are trying to find out like what is going on and try to see if there's a way to stop it or try to reverse it. But once again, it might be too early to tell. Probably won't see this sucker until next year, and see what's going to happen. But they did sprinkle a little bit of extra tidbits and stuff, but it was all right. I mean, an all right conference, I guess, but we'll go with that. And what else was there?
The gameplay dope though.
What?
I said that gameplay looks good. Looks dope.
For what?
Doom.
Oh, Doom. Yeah. Doom. Yeah, Doom looks amazing. I thought you said Ghostwire. It's like, is there gameplay I missed? So yeah, I was like, yeah. So no, that's awesome. Yeah, Doom looked really nice, I will say. The next one was you know what? I'm not even going to acknowledge that one. But the next one is Ubisoft. I didn't watch it because I don't like Ubisoft conferences.
That was on too, but gosh, what was it that was on there that was all right?
Just Dance. I'm just kidding. But
was that the one with Mac where he had Mac from It's Always Sunny? Where yeah, that one was amazing. I know, again, it's completely not a game, but it's a show like The Office, except it's game developers. Like it was. Did you see that one?
I did not. I totally missed. It was
so funny. So okay, one, like I am a fangirl of his, so whatever. But the whole thing is just like this adventure quest, and they're making the most breathtaking game that sold 80 billion copies, even though there's not that many people on Earth, and just it's this huge, sprawling, most fantastic, iconic game ever, and the mind behind it, and it's Mac from It's Always Sunny, and the whole thing is a trailer for it that they're showing to like the staff, like the developers and like the team there, and he's in it. And he's like just shirtless at the end of it, and the staff's just like, "That's not a game. What are you doing? What's this advertisement?" And like, that's it.
That's funny. Oh god,
it looks really, really funny. Like I'm really excited to see it. It looks great.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, okay, I'll take it. That sounds funny. Was it a show?
No, it's totally not even a game. It's a show based on game developers.
So wait, did they announce the show on Ubisoft's press conference? Is that what they essentially did?
I think it was the Ubisoft one.
Oh my gosh. Man,
it's great though. Look it up.
I gotta watch I'll check that out. It sounds funny. Don't get me wrong. It sounds funny, but
really
you're gonna do that on your announcement. It's like you have like the biggest thing I would have
you
thought.
almost went,
Oh,
you almost
jeez.
wanted to skip it. That's why it's there.
No, thank you for bringing that up. I will admit, but still, it's like what? It's like why would you show that? Why would you show that on the show? It's really weird. But
I mean, it's a video game show, I guess. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool that it's sprawled out into like hey, we can make a show about this territory.
I won't be
cool.
surprised. Yeah, I guess the biggest thing that they will have is obviously the Tom Clancy series. So like the new Ghost Recon that's coming out. I didn't see. I won't say I saw it. I did not see it. I didn't see the. There has to be something big on the Division. Was there any announcements on the Division?
Did the year one link was dropped. But they did a year one announcement, basically what the plan is and what they're gonna do. I did want to talk about Watch Dogs Legions.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I played original Watch Dogs. I can't remember if I played Watch Dogs 2 or not. I enjoyed this game a lot. I didn't, I felt like at least when it was out, there wasn't really a lot of people that were on it. I guess. But
well, the first Watch Dogs,
cool game.
Yeah, the first Watch Dogs kind of had a bad rep because they kind of felt that they were lied to from what they were shown and what came out, but it was a good enough game though. It was still good, So
yeah, I enjoyed it. So yeah, this new one, that's coming out and whatnot, it looks dope. Like I definitely am interested to check it out and see what it's about because I enjoyed that first one. So, yeah.
I never
Other
really.
than that, I didn't really catch a lot of what Ubisoft had to offer. I mean, even with the Division stuff and whatnot, I didn't. I still haven't really. I just haven't gotten to a chance to watch. I mean, again, there wasn't anything really that I felt that I was like, oh, I gotta watch this because this is getting announced. I don't know. I guess I kind of felt that way about a lot of the stuff, really.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like I said, like the Nintendo or like Ubisoft doesn't really count. Like I've always thought that Ubisoft has some of the worst shows, like personally. So like when it comes to it, so I never really wasted my time on it. Because they just drag on. I mean, it's not saying that they're a bad developer because they are a really good developer. It's just that they just don't know when to stop when it comes to like announcing at E3. So I was like, I'm gonna take a break. Okay, so the next one was Square Enix. The big one was, I guess Square Enix had some pretty big hits on that one. So of course the obvious big one was the Final Fantasy VII remake, which was actually playable at on the floor there this year, so that was actually pretty cool. I can get into that a little bit. Then they also had like the big points of Square was like that one, the long awaited Marvel Avengers, which in my opinion, if you watch the video of that, they look weird. I mean, like all the characters look weird. I mean, I was. Yeah. You wouldn't think that this was a Square Enix game. Like it looks like something that could have been made by anybody, and it just doesn't. I mean, I'll give it benefits of the doubt because the game's not coming out until next year, so maybe it's just rough on the edges. But still, it's like I hope they change how they look. I hope that's not their final thing on it.
Yeah,
so
I mean, remember Street Fighter, so.
Oh God! You know what? I believe if they didn't raise enough of a stink of why Chun-Li looked like she was just like she was like high on crack or something, then I bet you it was gonna stay in the game. So I don't know.
Yeah, probably. It's like she's had drug problems, right? That's part of the story, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, remember when she was like she was doing questionable things just to get crack? Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like I was one of her supers actually. Anyways,
That's so funny.
Yeah. So the next one was also like they released a new IP called Outsiders. This one's very little known because they just showed video on this as well. It seems like it was like a post-apocalyptic a world where these people are trying to survive and also trying to beat these giant beasts. It's a co-op action game though too, and it's from the creators of Bulletstorm, which I will say Bulletstorm is one of the most underrated first-person shooter games out there. So they just recently did a remake. if you like FPSs, you need to try Bulletstorm. So you would definitely, I think you would enjoy it. And then also the Final Fantasy VIII remaster is coming soon. Oh yeah, so that one. That one's pretty cool. I'm glad that that one definitely needed it, if any of them. So yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, Oninaki, which is one I'm actually anticipating. I really hope they do promote this more, because Oninaki, I don't know if people know this, but the creator of Oninaki is the creator of Chrono Trigger. And
oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so
I did not know that.
Yeah, so the so Anunnaki is gonna be a really, it's an interesting one. It's like a demon, like I forgot what it was about, like oh, you're a demon slayer, I have to believe. So yeah, you're a demon slayer, and it had the story. So like yeah, so if anything, I am really having high hopes for this game, this slasher. So yeah, we'll see. But so I mean, basically, the elephant in the room is going to be Final Fantasy VII. The game is freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks so great. I'm really excited for that one, because that was one of those games, like, it came out and it was almost immediately unplayable because of the graphics.
I told
you. I swear it was up for like a year and a half, and I was like, I can't. Like, no.
I told you. You know what? People.
It's amazing too, and I know when I saw a lot of it, I watched my brother play a lot of it, but that was one of those games I just never wanted to pick up myself. Like, just the look of it, I couldn't. It was, oh gosh.
People don't want to be like yeah.
It was like I know, like, you know, we're recording for a podcast, but like my arms are just straight out, and like that's how she was shaped, and then it'll go to the blocky forms, and then those were so bad. Like I couldn't. I did play Final Fantasy VIII, like that was fine, pixel era time, but like there's just something about 7. I was like, this is just so, I just can't. Like I never picked it up then. Now I'm less particular about those kinds of things, but it's like, I'm not gonna play that now, except now with the remake. Yeah, I will. I want to know that story. Like, I know a lot of what happens in it, but I want to sit through and experience that story, like, as somebody who's gonna get it and understand
people
it.
Want to believe
happened, like,
seriously people want to believe that, like, they don't like to play a game, like when they play a game, they're playing the game because of the quality of the game and the style. And you know what, there are people out there like that. For me,
when I was a kid, totally.
But for me, like, I'm just saying that, like, dude, 7 has aged so badly, like, you can't play it. I mean, and it's fine. It's like, people just got to be more, like, got to be more straight. It's like, there are going to be people that are going to be like wanting to play that game again, and they can, but sometimes it hurts. It hurts a lot just to go deal with those polygons. One. Yeah, so no.
It was rough immediately.
So I don't judge you. I don't judge you when you say that you can't do it. And me, I hate the game. I'm not a big 7 fan, and I don't think that, like, I think that this game looks really cool. It looks really, really cool, and I'll give it a chance. I've said a long time ago that I'll play another 7 game when they remake it, and because like, there's no way in heck I'll waste my time going through what I had to waste through for the first time around when I played it. So yeah. So the game, no. But what I love about this game, and this is what I tried, because this is what I tried on the demo floor, was the style, because it's a hybrid. It's a turn-based action game. So like, what you can do, like, the way the game works is that you can control both the characters. When you switch your characters, the other character becomes AI and is assisting you. But like, when you're one of the characters, you do basically hack and slash moves. There's a meter below your number, your health meter. If your meter goes to the max, it switches to a bullet time mode, which allows you to change, which allows you to do a turn-based attack, or like materia, or like fire it and stuff like that.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
that sounds like exactly what I wanted, like, Final Fantasy gameplay to turn into.
Oh, right? Yeah, so like that, so like the way that worked and the way the transition is, and what I love about this is everything's in-game graphics. There's no cutscenes of any sort, like there's no transitions of, like, you know, like how it was back in the day. Obviously,
those transitions were so hard back in the day.
Yeah, so like, I love the game. I mean, I love the style of the game. I love it. The one thing that really throws me off is there's two things that throw me off. This is episodic, and two, that limited edition box set is insanely expensive for an episodic game. So like, say what?
That the thing, the cloud was that
The bike.
Statue, whatever.
Mhm.
That thing was like, yeah, that thing looked like it was a good size.
Oh, it was nice, but dude, like to say, like, can you imagine saying, okay, we're gonna give you a collector's edition. The collector's edition is gonna cost you $330, and then
Ugh.
like, but you're like, wait, you're gonna get? Is this gonna include all the games? Is this gonna include like? I mean, what is it including? If you're gonna give me all of that, so what the heck, dude? Seriously. So I kind of don't agree with that, but and the fact that they are like, because, and then secondly, they didn't say when I asked them, like, so like, do y'all have a plan of how you're going to fully complete this? They're saying it's too early to tell at this time. I'm just like, I'm worried that it's going to be to a point where you're going to beat the game, then you're going to have that 1 year, 2 year hiatus of not finishing out to see how the game finishes, and that's the one thing that I'll be like, you know what, I can wait. I can wait till everything's done, and then when that's done, then I'll probably play it, but well afterwards.
I mean,
but
we waited this
I'm not
long,
gonna do this.
so.
Yeah. So, but the game is beautiful. Definitely, I'm looking forward to it. Unfortunately, as for Marvel Avengers, I wanted to get a chance to play it, but I did not have time. I had too many meetings. But the other than that, from what I'm wanting to see on that one is obviously gameplay, and better yet, the excuse me, better design on their characters. Because come on, dude, y'all had 3 years. 3 years on this in this game, and yet, and it's like, and you're Square Enix. There's no excuses on this. I mean, you've like, I don't understand. Well, like, who, like, oh, Crystal Dynamics. It's Crystal Dynamics. They're the ones that do Tomb Raider. So I don't understand like how they can just be, how it could be so bad. It just. It's so disappointing to see that. That's what kind of got me when I saw that. So I was like, what the heck?
It looks weird. It definitely looks kind of. It's just off. I don't know how, but it's off.
Like when I saw Captain America, I was like, is that Captain America? Like what the heck is that? He just looks like a dude, bro. You know, like just like with the frosted tips and stuff up at the top.
Captain
I'm just like,
America.
yeah, no, right? I mean, I don't know what this was. So yeah, so I was disappointed to say the least. But yeah, so. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I know there's a beta that you can sign up for when it comes out or when it's available. Other than that, okay. So so I don't have an opinion on that overall. So the last conference that I believe, last but not least, is the Nintendo conference, which clearly was probably the best. I would say it's the best conference that came out. But this was a very mediocre, like overall, very mediocre year for E3.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I'd agree with that vibe. Like obviously, I'm super excited. Like I still haven't played Breath of the Wild yet.
Mhm.
It's like next. I know. I got some of the Metal Gear stuff I gotta play because of the crowdfunding. You know, like the film project I'm gonna be doing. But like Breath of the Wild is there. Like that's like right up on my. That's like knocking at my door. Next thing I'm going to be playing, and I love the aesthetic of it. And see that this one's getting a sequel, and with how few Zelda games actually get like direct sequels like that, I'm like, oh, I am super excited for that, and it looks fantastic.
I think this is the first.
Just that little teaser alone.
I think this is the first straight sequel that came between two giant consoles, because like the other one was A Link to the Past and A Link Between Worlds, and I don't believe the other one's really linked.
I forget with Majora's Mask. I think it was technically.
Oh yeah, you're right. Majora's Mask. Yeah. No, you're totally right.
And I haven't played enough of them in depth because I tend not to play a lot of handhelds. Like I played Minish Cap, but that was like it. Like so Ocarina of Time was my first, Majora's Mask, and then like, you know, some of the other ones on the newer consoles. But
other than that,
yeah, to have like an actual like real sequel for one of them, and especially such a recent one too, like it doesn't feel gimmicky. It feels like, yeah, they got a place for this to go. They got a good idea, and then they want it to go there. So I'm excited for it. Very excited.
I want to see. Yeah. So like, I mean, so the big ones, like the big games that came out that were coming out was the Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield, as usual, as we know. The one that, you know, the one I'm really wanting to play is Luigi Mansion 3, because I played the first Luigi Mansion back on the GameCube and I loved it. And I was like, I never played this yet. Oh, so what, Smitty?
I never played any of the Luigi Mansions.
Oh yeah, it's basically like if it's basically a good Ghostbusters game if Ghostbusters Deterrent. I will say, except that he's such a scaredy cat on the. But this time, instead of in a mansion, he's in a. This time, they're in a hotel. And what was cool?
awesome.
Yeah, what's cool about that though too is that on the show floor, there the people that were doing Luigi Mansion stages, they were bellhops. They were dressed up as old school bellhops and stuff.
That's awesome.
It was really
That's
it was
so
really
awesome.
cool. It was really cool.
I love it.
Yeah. So
Oh man.
yeah, so obviously the sequel for a Link's what's called the Link on Switch. I can't remember what it's just called.
Right.
Yeah, what's the name of the Zelda on Switch?
The Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. Yeah, sorry, jeez, I don't know why I brain farted
okay.
that.
Brain farts.
Yeah, yeah. So Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out. That's a big one. It's in development currently, so probably won't see that until like another year or two. Zelda's Link Awakening is coming out later this year, which basically is a game that came out on the Game Boy, the original Game Boy back in 1989, and this is I will say that this is a good one. It's hard if I remember correctly. But I think you would definitely enjoy it. The style is a little weird, but I think it's a cutesy style for what it
It's weird,
represents.
but I dig it.
Yeah.
I think it's cool, and I think it's really cool that like Zelda's having more than one thing being announced and happening, and they're leaning into those styles for those different Zelda series that they have going on. And that's really cool.
Oh yeah,
There's also
definitely.
Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necro Dancer featuring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a fun game. Cadence of Hyrule. Yeah, that was a really fun game, and I think that people kind of underestimated that one. But yeah, I was like when I saw that, I bought it immediately because the game style is always fun. Have you ever heard of Beats of the Necromancer, Sesh?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
love
I
it.
have. Like it looks so fun. Like I've seen people play, and like this is adorable in such a weird way.
So the legendary hero is added in Super Smash Brothers. They also announced Banjo-Kazooie, who's coming in late 2019 in the fall. So that's going to be pretty cool.
I am so excited for Banjo-Kazooie. Like, as someone who didn't really play Banjo-Kazooie growing up, I knew how important it was that he was going to be in this game since since it was coming out. I was like, oh, Banjo-Kazooie has to be in this one. They have all the characters in this Smash Brothers game. They need Banjo-Kazooie. He was a staple. Like, he really was. Like, he was one of, like, their just... I don't know. I want to say, I guess, underrated platformers.
I will say he's
They were
underrated,
useless
yeah.
Platformers, because it's like, why is it taking them so long for him? Like he's such an excellent choice.
The problem
I'm so glad
is
he's finally in it.
I think the problem is that it was technically owned by since it was owned by Rare. And Rare is now owned by Microsoft. It could have been a copyright thing forever. So who knows? I don't even know if Rare even exists anymore, to be honest with you. So let's see. So like they said, they're porting over Resident Evil 5 and 6. So I do remember that. They're
cool.
Yep, they're doing a Panzer Dragoon remake, which is freaking awesome. I'm so surprised that they're going to do that. No More Heroes 3, which is a big surprise for me since they've released 2 like last year. So Suda51 is working overtime on that. That's a fun game. Have you heard of that series?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so fun.
Yeah, that one. I have a lot of friends who like that one. Like it's just kind of fun, actiony.
Oh god,
silly
yes.
fun.
God, yes, yeah. It was so great. Animal Crossing, the new Animal Crossing got delayed to 2020.
Yeah. So speaking of being overworked, this is really refreshing to me that they're not overworking everyone to have it out on time. That they're actually delaying it and just going to do it right. Like I do feel like sometimes Nintendo really does make the right moves, and like something like that is a right move.
Well, the big thing I'm kind of worried about is that if Animal Crossing 2020 is coming in 2020, when are they going to release Metroid, man? Because that's like, I mean that's like, Metroid is they might as well just I think they really bit the bullet on announcing that one, but so early because we're not going to. I mean, if Metroid doesn't come out next year, that's saying that the announcement would come out 4 years. It'd be 4 years for when it was initially announced. So that's the one I really care about, but we'll see. Yeah. The cool one I'm also looking forward to is this one called Astral Chain. That was a really cool trailer that they had, and I know that's in-game graphics and stuff. Yeah, Metroid's good. Yeah, so like so that one is good. I think that's also Suda51. No, that's Platinum. Platinum is making that one. So that one's That one's going to be an action game with a really crazy story, knowing Platinum, which I think is going to be very worth it. So yeah. So Nintendo has a bunch of stuff in the works this year. Most of it's coming in. It's going to be coming in. Most of it's coming in this year, but then there's some that's trickling on 2020. So that's freaking awesome. So basically that was E3 overall in the nutshell. Was there anything that y'all, I would say, that y'all were really super hyped up about overall for E3 this year?
I mean, that was really it for me, honestly. We hit all the notes I wanted to talk about for that. Like, this year wasn't a huge year for me. Like that last year, I mean, we had Smash and Resident Evil 2, so it was like and it was just such a big year for me. So I knew that this year was going to be impossible to follow that up. It's like two of my favorite game series. So, and like I was able to get in there and do all that. This year I wasn't able to go, and then like there's just nothing that quite fills, the void of Resident Evil and like an entire new Smash Brothers game. Like that's just too big of news for me to completely love the C3. But like I think it's really cool. Like I'm definitely excited for a lot of these games, and I like a lot of the directions a lot of them are going, and it's still really fun to watch the stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and from the live stream at Tashir Games says, "I'm upset we didn't hear from Rocksteady, the Arkham series in particular."
Do you know what I'm actually got more mad about is that, you know what, I mean, Arkham. I think Arkham has reached this thing at the end with Arkham Knight, the storyline towards it. But I am upset that Rocksteady has been quiet for 5 to 6 years. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be an Arkham game for them to do it. If it's in any kind of game, because we know that they're very capable of what they could of skill, but I don't understand like what is going on, because remember there was years ago there was rumors on them saying that they were going to be doing a Superman game, and it's still quiet. So like I understand it does take time to make a game, but come on, not hearing absolutely nothing is a little weird. It's a little weird to me, just saying, yeah. So, but I mean, yeah, that was a little bit of the downside. But then again, like I said, it's full. I mean, we're gonna have a full amount of games this year. The big one for me personally was surprisingly there was two. I would say the big number one's obviously Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah. I was so I was invited to do the from CD Projekt Red to go do the behind closed door session of Cyberpunk, and was able to see a part of like the story building, and it was a 1 hour demo of it, and then so I saw so when I messed when they were showing it, they were like, okay, you could do you have so many different options and opportunities to do certain different kinds of things, but you get to the same point. So we had to find this drug lord, this hacker, this one hacker. He's but he's Creel, and he doesn't talk to anyone outside of the Creel community. So you had to meet him at his own home turf. Then you had to go through this whole ordeal just trying to find the real version of him. Then when you do, he's telling you that he needs to go. We need to go hit a specific secured stack, so he would be able to get enough juice to find out what this chip that's inside your head does, because the chip that's inside your head basically is the formula to have eternal life, apparently. So yeah, nice. So the whole process of that, of what you can do, options, like like a character design, anything, just the customization is amazing. The gameplay is amazing. Like, at first I thought I wouldn't like first person, but this version of this game is amazing. It worked perfectly for it. So I was like, okay, cool. So let's just do it and see where it goes. And then of course it stops at a cliffhanger, and I'm like, okay, great. So all I have to do is wait a freaking year to continue on it. Yeah. But yeah, so they gave us this awesome Cyberpunk jacket. And actually, you know what? Actually, I should show that to you. So it was really fun. But until I'll show it here in a minute. But then there was also the other game I was surprised about was Dying Light 2. Because like Dying Light 2 actually had like is so much better than Mirror's Edge. It's not even funny because just story wise, and then also like action wise, and then just mechanics. It just was surprisingly great. So the feel of it was good, and it was all first person as well. And then your decisions are actually weighted, so you have you got to be careful on what you decide because there's certain situations where you will unlock new crazier monsters, or you can find an easier path to get to these different kinds of things. So yeah, it is a fun game. I will definitely give it that. So yeah, that was game. What about you, Smitty? Let me go get that jacket and while you say something.
Yeah. So on the point of the Rockstar thing too, like again, like it is. I'm not surprised that they didn't say anything. I think personally they could already be moving on to next gen and just be building out for next gen. You know what I mean? Why do it? We're on the tail end.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I don't have anything big to announce yet because we're still dialing all that stuff in as far as with that. So I'm not, it'd be nice for people to be able to get, a little insight into what's going on. But at the same time, I'm sure that they are hard at work doing some things. And I think they're already building out for that next generation, which is why we really haven't heard much from them at all. Also, from the live stream, Stu Jersey says, no Splinter Cell from Ubisoft. That's interesting. I don't even remember the last time, I remember I started out playing the Tom Clancy series, playing a Splinter Cell, you know what I mean? And those games are very, that's, kind of like with Division and stuff like that, where you have to very much sneaking around and kind of, you can't just go in, you know what I mean? You got to be smart and tactical about it.
Yeah, that was one of those games like, hey, you like Metal Gear? Like, you're going to like these.
Exactly.
I remember
I feel like it has been a while since we've heard something about a Splinter Cell.
Yeah, it's been years actually. Yeah, it has been years. Wow. That's surprised that they kind of put that one on the bench. But I do remember that one of the directors from Ubisoft got in trouble from a tweet that he did like last month because he was kidding about a Splinter Cell reveal. And and all of a sudden, yeah, and then like then he says then in the next tweet's like, oh, I got in trouble with it, and then I'm like, oh man, that's funny.
Aww.
So, but that is true. Splinter Cell, well, not all Splinter Cells were great, but I think I stopped at Double Agent, and but there was some actually that's a good question. I'm not sure when the last Splinter Cell was. Let me see.
But yeah, it's been a while though.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, Splinter Cell. Probably they're all busy because of the other Tom Clancy IPs that they have.
Right. It was also saying Red Dead Redemption 2 for PC. When's that set? I know they had talked about that, didn't they? But
another one I just thought about too was Bayonetta 3. We didn't hear anything about that, and I was just like,
wow.
Yeah, so I don't know what they're playing on with those. So it's basically Bayonetta and Metroid that has a giant question mark. See, last Splinter Cell.
One day.
Oh yeah. So also what happened at me at the convention is my phone got stolen. So yeah. So that was a fun ordeal.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah, but it was to a point where I can only do so much, and so I tried to not make it get to me. But when I started thinking about it, I'm like, no. It's like no, but I was able to go to certain parties. Like I went to there was a GameSpot party that happened. I was drinking a lot, and it made me feel better, just for that short bit of time. So yeah.
I thought that story was gonna be how like you lost the phone, and I was drinking a lot, and then
But it's so crazy. Oh, okay. The last Splinter Cell was wow. Okay, last Splinter Cell was Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist in 2013. So that was 6 years ago. So yeah, I don't know what is going on. My gosh, yeah. So that's weird. Yeah. But the coolest thing was where you could just bump in. I bumped into so many like random people. Like you would never think like it was funny. So like most of the time when I was at E3 this year, I was doing like appointments with developers and companies and stuff. And like, so I was like, there was one point in time where I'm inside the convention hall, but then there's certain off-site ones you had to go to. So I'm literally racing from like the convention center, racing like 3 blocks just to get to where the other destination is, and then have at it. So like, so I go to the Figueroa Hotel, and they were doing this thing for John Wick Hex, and did the thing, talked to the people and stuff, and then was leaving. And then I just like bumped into Felicia Day. And I was like,
Yes!
that is so
my gosh,
random.
I love her.
Yeah, it's so random and stuff. And yeah, it's so random on who you get to meet over there. But no, I'm gonna definitely do it again next year. It was a great experience, and hopefully it'll stay longer than I did. But here's the jacket they gave me with Cyberpunk. It's this really cool black jacket.
Oh, wow, that's great.
With like a with the thing, but on the back it has the samurai logo, and then and stuff. But what's also cool about this was that it also goes inside out as a bright yellow Cyberpunk 2077 jacket.
Luke Cage.
Focus up.
It's a
Yeah.
Luke Cage hoodie.
It's Luke Cage hoodie. Yes, exactly. So I definitely love this that thing I'm keeping forever. So
That's great.
Yeah.
that's
so
really
good.
great. So
I love good hoodies.
yeah, that's not even a hoodie. That's just a regular rain jacket. It was really nice. I was just like, I loved it. Nice one. All right.
I love the free swag. I'm all about the free swag. I'm like, give me my pajamas, give me my workout clothes, give me the shirts I actually really like enough to wear everywhere. Like, I mean, that's literally what I'm wearing now, and probably what I've worn, I think, like the last few streams.
It's like I can be comfortable
There's
all
like
the
free
time.
shirts from companies. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always fun and nice to do that too. It's like, oh, cool. I'm repping the company. Hopefully they rep me. They'll give me some more free stuff.
Right?
Right? We
Yep.
should all just wear these sponsored shirts, guys.
Definitely.
Mhm.
All right, so we will stop it right now. Wow, yeah, so it was exactly almost an hour, a little bit over an hour. So that was actually pretty cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. All right,
Yeah.
guys. Thank you for stopping by. As always, we really appreciate everyone stopping by and checking us out live. You can also go on CFG GameCast on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, excuse me, and Stitcher Radio. Just giving us a follow or just listening on the radio on the go while you're working out, whatever. That'd be awesome. And you can also check the amazing people that I am with Smitty at Smitty2447. Does a lot of does a lot of variety streaming. Currently is hype on Death Garden right now, right?
Yeah, I've been playing that.
You've
I
been
like it.
Yeah, you've been going pretty good actually. I was watching you a little bit last night. I'm like, dang, dude, you're figuring out like if like I am completely have no idea what the heck is going on in this game. But he's like touching pillars, and he's like going on top of rocks, and then he's like going back, and he's charging something up. I'm like, what do you have to do? It's like just to win this game. I have no idea what's going on. But it's just mesmerizing to see. It's like, man, I have like a to-do list. I have to do all of this in this short period of time before I get killed. But it was really cool. Check his stuff out. Awesome stuff. Smitty2447. Sesh, I know Sesh may not have a full schedule yet, but you can always definitely check her out on Review Sesh. She does mostly a lot of Resident Evil stuff. Well, no, currently playing Spider-Man. Playing Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, variety gamer, lots of horror games. I love horror games, and hoping to move on to some Metal Gear games because of my project coming up. Woo!
Yes. By the way, you should play. There's a game that's coming out from Funcom called Moons of Madness. You should play that. You should play that one when that comes out. This comes out comes out on Halloween.
Oh, heck yeah. I'm
Yes.
in. Done. I'm in.
You definitely, yeah, you should definitely play that one. I would love to watch you play that.
I
And
play only horror games
Yes.
in October.
oh,
Easy.
see, that's perfect. Moons of Madness would be perfect for that for you. You would love it. And you can go on CFG Games where I have a crew. Kohaku Moon is one of my crew that's inside the chat now. But we also play a variety of different kinds of games. Monster Hunter, and I think tomorrow, hopefully the last episode of Tales of Vesperia, finishing that sucker up. So definitely CFG Games is always great, is good. Or we also do a lot of content on our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com. We do a lot of reviews, conventions for video games, manga, anime, what have you. We got it. So definitely. But everyone, thank you for watching us, and I hope y'all have a great day.